Basha versus Perry. It's the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth, sports, and education. Welcome into the Santan Ford broadcast booth alongside Cody Cameron. I'm Jordan Ham. And Cody, we got a great one. The Battle of Val Vista. Basha taking on Perry. And in terms of a few players to watch, there are a couple guys in the middle of this defense that I know you love.
What do we talk about in the pregame, Jordan? The class of 2027. Well, heck, Basha has a linebacker, Mark Dewerson, from the class of 2027, who is fast and rapidly becoming one of my favorite players in the entire state. What can this kid do? Well, let's start. Speed, violence, form tackler. Mark Dewerson is phenomenal. Right there, number 12. When you look at the Basha defense, their front seven especially, so they got some senior heavy hitters. Dante Bruley, I think Eli Cronin is another one of those guys, a couple D1 guys here committed to Mountain West schools. But Mark Dewerson, how quickly of an impact he's made on this Basha defense, top tackler, and I really think he's one of the best players.
And on the other side, another guy, Talon Frazier, doing it on both sides of the ball.
Jordan, we don't see two-way players in the 6A. Me and you have been covering Arizona high school football for quite some time. I don't know if I can name more than 10, right, that have made impacts on both sides of the ball every single down. That's what Talon Frazier is. Talon Frazier is legit. Same thing, but when you look at the offensive side, his playmaking ability, whether it's at running back, whether it's a slot receiver, he's a kid you want to get 10 touches in defensively. He brings the hammer. He's not the biggest kid in the world, but he plays and he strikes and he runs his feet through contacts. I love Talon Frazier. He's a monster in 6A conference.
And as we are looking at this, with these two records, 8-1 for Basha, 5-4 for the Perry Pumas. Should be a great one. Rivalry game here in the Southeast Valley. And here come the Pumas. We have the Basha Bears all set to go. And as we talked in pregame, these are two teams, two head coaches that are pretty good buddies. Joseph Ortiz on Perry's side and Chris McDonald on Basha's side as well. And away from the field, they're good friends, but they've said for these 3 hours this week, we don't really like each other.
Oh, 100%. And Chris McDonald mentioned it to Jordan Spurgeon and Lexi Lambert as well, going, hey, our kids grew up together and stuff, but true rivalries. And then this is the old Premier Region rivalry. They're in the 6A Southern. Another note, Jordan, there might be every single team in the 6A Southern making the playoffs this year. Shows you how deep that conference is.
And we're going to throw it down to Lexi Lambert with the coin toss.
Yes, it is almost coin toss. You guys saw both teams just run out, so they're getting started. I am with Yellow Jacket Jeff. We are in the last game of the season. How does it feel for the Yellow Jackets?
It's been an amazing season. Every time we come out here, we have a great football game, and we're so proud to sponsor this. And we're also so proud to sponsor the 10th anniversary of the Wishes for Teachers, the Fiesta Sports Foundation, Palo Verde Wishes for Teachers. And this, for 2 weeks, we're going to be giving away a lot of money to teachers, the largest giveaway in Arizona. So super excited.
That is so exciting. Thank you so much. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks, Lexi. We have our coin toss here at midfield. The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown coin toss is brought to you by the U.S. Army. Be all you can be.
Josh Wine will do the coin toss for us, okay? Basha, you're the visiting team.
And once again, we are just getting set here.
Silver dollars, heads or tails. You're going to go ahead and make your call. What's your call? Tails. Mr. Wine, over here. Come on around.
15, Barry Adams.
The call is tails, correct? Tails is the call. Go ahead and flip it, Mr. Wine. Tails is the call, guys. It is. Heads.
Damn it.
Perry, you got the ball. You won the toss. You want to defer.
Perry has won the toss.
You're going to get the ball, Basha. Which way do you want to kick it, guys?
Defend the scoreboard.
Defend the scoreboard. Put your backs over here. Basha with me.
I'm 2 for 2 though. Let's go, baby boy. They know about it. Let's go, baby boy. They know about it.
All right, right, so this is going to be a big-time rivalry matchup here. Last regular season, key here. Cody, what are our keys to a game?
Let's start with the Bears here. Defensive line win at the snap. That is a ferocious defensive line group coached by Coach Kennard. I'm looking forward to that front four to get after it. Play disciplined football last week against Mesa High School. I felt like Basha kept Mesa in the football game because they had 4 or 5 personal foul penalties. Jordan, just play disciplined football and then get Jake Rogers in a rhythm. We highlighted him in the pregame. Get that kid into the rhythm. He can sling it. Now over to the Pumas. Force players to maintain outside leverage. If you get out leveraged by Noah Roberts, Josh Gaines, the rest of the receiving core, they're going to make big plays all game. So defensively maintain leverage, keep everything in front of you in the secondary, and then need explosive plays from the skill players. For Perry to win this game, they're going to need the skill group to pop off a couple times there. They have the players that can do it, Jordan. That needs to be consistent tonight if the Pumas are going to upset Basha out here in the Battle of Val Vista.
All right, we got a full moon. You know what that means. Crazy things are going to happen here this evening. We have Perry fired up on their sideline. Basha getting ready. Perry deferred. So Basha will be getting the ball first here. And we will get our first look here at Jake Rogers in just a second.
Yeah, how about that coin toss? That was, I think, your first time. I don't know if it was mic'd up during the Chaparral game, was it? Did you have
I don't believe it was.
Yeah, we had the
If not, I was just talking over.
We had the mic'd white hat last week in the Prescott-Bradshaw game. Great touch by our CW7 crew. And how about we had a little of a hot mic there going. One of the Bash players saying he went 0 for 2. Start on the coin toss. I love this game, man. I kind of mentioned it before. The 6A Southern region that these two teams in, every team in that region can make the 6A playoffs, and I think that's really cool. It's the only region in the entire state, 2A through 6A, where that could happen.
Yeah, we've talked to both of these coaches, and they have mentioned, you know, they broke up the Premier just last year, and it gave a chance for all these CUSD schools to really thrive, and they have been able to do that as we look at the standings here towards the end of the year. So here we go. Perry kicking things off over to Basha, and that's going to go in the end zone for the touchback.
Resulting in a touchback for the Bears. Basha will take over 1st and 10 from their own.
And here is our... And the starting lineups in tonight's game is brought to you by Sanderson Ford. This is Sanderson Ford country. So as you can see, Jake Rogers there at quarterback, Noah Roberts, Josh Gaines. Probably the best running back room in the entire state, and also some really good pass catchers there.
Yeah,
Rogers as well.
Do not sleep on Josh Gaines. He was our MVP of the first week against the Brophy game. He's the senior tailback. Jordan, he's an absolute bowling ball. It's truly lightning and thunder in the backfield for the Bears.
And Rogers here getting set up, has Noah Roberts in the backfield with him as he will go to Roberts, and Perry just waiting for him. A couple of guys in on the tackle there. Ricky Stewart leading the way for the Pumas.
By number 0, Ricky Stewart.
And over here on the Perry defense, a group that certainly likes to fly around and cause some havoc in the backfield.
Yeah, another player, number 10, Justin Stella. I really liked his play. He had a pick 6 against South Point last week, just jumped a hook curl route. He's been playing really, really well. That's the senior middle linebacker, 6'2", 200 pounds. That's the thing about both these 6A schools, Jordan. They match the frame. If you're college coaches out there, you're looking for those check boxes. A lot of these players out here tonight check that mold.
Gaines and Roberts back with, as he will connect to Barry Adams. Adams has some space across midfield, has one guy to beat to the 15, to the 10, and he gets pushed out just short of the goal line. Huge pickup by the tight end, Barry Adams.
And that is a tremendous job by the quarterback, Jake Rogers, there too. Working off play action, rolling left, squares his shoulders, throws a bullet to Barry Adams, and look at the speed right there from the junior tight end, rumbling down the left side as he picks up 70 plus, gets tackled at about the 3-yard line. What a monster play to open up this game for Basha.
Our red zone sponsor in tonight's game is Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips. So 1st and goal here for Basha. And they'll go to Roberts again. Perry right there. Another tackle for loss.
Wrestled down aggressively by number 9, Sean Camping.
Sean Campion, the senior, leading the way on that tackle.
Yeah, it looked like 80 Trey Castle getting his nose in the trough right there as well. So 2 run plays for Basha. Here go for no gain and then a loss of gain on 2nd down. But obviously there, get the Jake Rogers in rhythm throws, right? That hit up early right there on play number 2.
6 yards out here as it'll be play action. Goes to his right. That is Cash Brock hauling it in for his first catch of the night, and that one's for 6.
Simple RPO scheme there. Inside backers have to honor run on that. And Jake Rogers, what we say, this kid is not a normal backup. He can't sling it. Watch this, draws the linebackers in, right in the chest of Cash Brock. Just a simple double slants there, choose the outside wide receiver. Cash Brock had his best high school football game, in my opinion, last week. He tore up the Mesa Jackrabbits, and he starts off where he finishes last week. A quick touchdown on the first series.
Mikey Barth with the extra point. Good. That is Brock's 9th receiving touchdown of the year. So the Bears really get things going here quickly. Quick score there, thanks to a big pickup by Barry Adams, the converted quarterback to tight end. And you can see his wheels there.
I love the play calling, right? I mean, get Jake Rogers in a rhythm, and 2 easy throws. You know, throws where, hey, let's trust our skilled players. Barry Adams, the 6'2", 200-pound junior tight end, just flanking and crossing behind the linebackers on that play action. Nobody was there, and it's a good scheme because they had a backside post on it, Jordan. So the free safety was occupied. He could not come in to that second level to try to help that out. Great play call and execution by that Basha offense, and it shows you how fast a team like the Bears can strike.
And here's number 20, Mikey Barth, the kicker. Fans of football here around the state might know his father, Mike Barth, great Sun Devil kicker. And so far this year, he has had just 1 kickoff not go for a touchback. So we'll see if that continues to ring true. Massive leg for the junior. He just boots that thing.
I mean, Jordan, that was almost through the uprights.
That might have been good from the kickoff there. As we look at these starting lineups, again, the starting lineups in tonight's game is brought to you by Sanderson Ford. This is Sanderson Ford Country. And we look at Cale Snyder, Isaiah MacGyver in the backfield, the transfer, Amos Augustine. A couple really good playmakers around Cale Snyder here.
Yeah, Augustine is a stud. He's only a sophomore, and he shined as a freshman at the varsity level last year, which is like unheard of. Jordan, watch out for Amos being big playmaker.
As they go to Augustine on this first play, picks up about 8.
And the Basha secondary, as we're going to get their starters here, they are loaded with D1 talent. Mason Lewis just committed to a Division I school. Caden Williams got D1 offers. Caleb Garcia is a D1 kid. Trey Knox got D1. I mean, the D1 list for this Basha High School goes on and on and on. I will say, though, Mesa last week, they put up 30-plus on them. It was kind of unheard of for the Bears. So talking to the coaches pregame, they want to see this defense, especially in the secondary, attack and play a little bit of coverage. Got to give them an assignment for this week.
Snap seemed a little off rhythm there as Snyder rolls out, tries to hit Augustine, but just misses him there. So it might have been a timing issue right there. 3rd and short now for the Pumas.
What makes this Basha defense so special, too, is their front 7. The defensive line is coached so well. And Coach Kennard, I talked about him in the pregame. And their whole defensive staff, Jordan, they're all on the same page, right? They want to force turnovers. They want to put you in 3rd and long situations. They do a great job at the point of attack, coaching the point of attack off the snap. You're going to watch that defensive line group get just ferocious and nasty tonight.
Basha shows pressure pre-snap as they give it to MacGyver. MacGyver spot just short of the first down.
Number 44 for the Bears. Eli Kramer.
Call is 4th down, so 4th down and short. Decision time here
4th down
for Joe Ortiz and the Perry Pumas.
And it looks like head football coach, Coach Ortiz, not even going to think about it. Keeps his offense out there. We're going to get a very early 4th and inches.
Pumas would like to go for it here.
Cale Snyder getting his sign from Coach Ortiz on the sideline. And there will be a timeout, Perry, as they talk this one over. Felt like they're... And we're going to throw it down here to Lexi Lambert.
I am down here with the state runner-ups, Kylie and Macy. They are seniors for badminton. You heard that right, badminton. Tell me, how did you guys get paired together?
So our sophomore year was our first year of both of us being on varsity, and the partners we were with weren't really working that well, and so our coaches decided to switch it up, and we were already best friends at the time, so they just decided to see how the chemistry went, and we ended up being really good together.
I love that. And so you guys are state runners-up. How was state?
State was pretty good. I would say that, how many games did we go to?
We played 5 games.
Yeah, we played 5 games.
A lot of games. And you guys played Hamilton in the state game. Okay, and how did that go? Was it a close game?
I'd say it was pretty close. We are definitely evenly matched, but Hamilton, they're just a really good doubles team.
And so you guys are seniors. What does your future look like now? Are you going to be playing badminton in college, or are you guys just going to go to college?
Hopefully there's clubs in college, but I want to study psychology, and she wants to go in for criminology.
I love that. Okay, well, we're going to head back to the football game because it sounds exciting. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Lexi. So punt went off. And the return man ran into one of his blockers. I believe he called a fair catch, though, when he was trying to settle under that.
He did call a fair catch, but he got, I think it's pushed into his block, which is totally legal by the defender and the gunner there. He did touch the ball. That was Mason Lewis. And it looks like the Perry long snapper tried to jump on it, but I think Mason Lewis was able to retain possession. Would have been a huge play. Let's see what this
The result of the play is a recovery by the return team. After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul, number 44 of the return team. 15-yard penalty. Basha will retain possession of the ball. First down.
Good explanation there by Joel Seawald there. As we will get this settled. So Basha hanging on to the ball, but they're going to be backed up a little bit. But sure didn't seem to matter what the field position was for their first drive, as they were cruising to open up the game.
I still like Coach Ortiz's decision there. Hey, it's the midway for the first quarter. A game against Basha can get out of hand really, really quickly. You don't get that 4th and 1 situation. Basha goes up 14-0. I mean, then it may just be a track meet. So put your defense in a better position here. There is a ton to play for in this football game. Getting in that play-in game, Jordan, is huge. This is a monster game for Perry.
Rogers in the shotgun, has Joshua Gaines in the backfield with him. As Rogers looks to his right, fires over to Baldwin for the short gain before he steps out of bounds.
So far, Jake Rogers, perfect 3 for 3 on tonight. Like I said, just very easy one-read throws, put him in the rhythm. I think last week, wasn't that they tried to do too much with them? He just had to do a lot. Like I said, the defense for Basha gave up their most points that they've given up all season with that 33 spot to the Jackrabbits. So a lot of that was Jake Rogers, and he answered the call too with it, Jordan. I mean, through 300+ yards passing, the most that a Basha quarterback has had all year. But I think they just want a little bit more rhythm, a little bit more accuracy from this game plan.
Bunch of receivers to Rogers left. Quick throw to Baldwin. Baldwin on the short completion all the way up to the first down. Good pickup there by Basha.
Now, Basha loves this quick screen game, especially into the field side. And Jordan, I like it too. It's just a numbers game. They can run RPO, some play action off of it. And if they have 2x2 at the blockers like they did there, they'll take that all day long.
Tonight's drone coverage is brought to you by Sports 360 AZ. For the most complete coverage of high school sports in Arizona, visit sports360az.com. Rogers rolling to his right. Baldwin again. 3 straight catches for him. And this one goes for a first down.
This is really good. We're going to roll back to the field side. Right-handed quarterback throwing right, so it's very comfortable. Look at that. Look at that footwork. Look at that ball placement. Perfect right in the chest. Leading his receiver. Throwing his wide receiver open into the flat there. That's really, really nicely done. Just early on in these first 2 series, Jake Rogers looks, 100 times more comfortable than last week.
Yeah, very much in rhythm, a key to your game, Cody, there. Jake Rogers getting in that rhythm, moving the ball, spreading the ball around. They are at 1st and 10 as Joshua Gaines gets the ball, jumps to the left, but taken down. And that was Ricky Stewart on the tackle for Perry.
Yeah, I've named Ricky Stewart a couple of times already early in this broadcast. Doing a good job of shoving off the offensive line for Basha. Offensive line group that was banged up big time the last couple of weeks. They lost their starting tackle, DeJohn Yarborough, to the season. He snapped his ankle and had surgery last week. That was a big loss to a position that's quite important.
Rogers under pressure, tries to spin out of it, but unable to, and the Pumas are right there. Justin Stella with the massive sack there.
Yeah, nice job. A little stun up front. Inside backers coming up to clean it up. Good job by the Pumas front seven. Create havoc and set up a 3rd and long with that 2nd down sack. Get a replay here. Is actually the first guy to get there.
That was a Tucum there.
Yeah.
Tucum, and then Stella came in to finish the job.
Clean the house. Nice job by Mark Tucum.
3rd down and 15 for the Basha Bears. Rogers rolling to his right. He'll hit Roberts. Roberts going to try to pick up as much as he can. Lays down his shoulder, but well short of the 1st down. Good tackle there by Talon Frazier.
It's a win for the Perry defense right there, and they won by winning 1st down. 1st down gain of only 2 yards on that run really set that up. They were able to bring some pressure. The nice stunt group up there, and hey, play everything in front of you. Nice job by the Pumas defensively as they'll get the ball back here midway through the 1st.
So Basha setting up for the punt. This is Clayton Cooper punting.
Deep to receive for the Pumas, number 15, Jalen Singleton.
And Jalen Singleton, the dynamic athlete for the Pumas, back deep to return this one. And late timeout there by Chris McDonald.
Prior to the snap, timeout Basha. First charge timeout of the half.
All right, a lot of punches already being thrown here in this rivalry matchup. Keep it right here on the other side.
We are down here on the field with another fall sport, the lovely cross-country girls. I have runner 1 and runner 2, Ava and Danica. How was sectionals?
It was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed it.
How did it feel running out there? I know it's an exhausting sport. I've been there, but you finished and you guys got runner-up. How did it feel?
Definitely, despite like the conditions today, we all ran really well as a team. We actually ran at this course prior in the season, but today we all really showed out as a team, and we were able to get it together and become runner-ups, which was great.
And now it is time to look ahead to state. What is the preparation going to be like?
We just got to continue doing what we've been doing, working hard as a team, and honestly, anything can happen, so I'm excited.
Right, no, I totally agree with that. Like, there's really no more training we can do. We all have the training. It's just putting it to the test next Saturday.
Well, best of luck to you ladies. I hope you guys take home the championship. And it's now time for some more football.
Thanks, Lexi. A massive catch there. Or no, he did not come down with it. Target to Jaden Baldwin, but it got poked out. I believe that was Talon Frazier in coverage on that one. So before the timeout, Basha was setting up to punt. They opted then to go for it, not able to convert. A massive stand for the Perry Pumas.
Yeah, number 22, backside corner on field side there. Miles Polite doing a good job of playing hip to hip on the receiver. And as you see, making it difficult window to throw to. Gets his arms through there, pass break up. Pumas defense comes up big in the 1st quarter.
All right, and flag on the play here on
Encroachment defense, number 35. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
A 5-yard penalty.
So good field position becomes even better for Perry without even having to snap the ball.
Yeah, that's good karma from Perry punting on that 4th and 1. You know, it's one of those situations, right, where, like I said, you don't get it there. You're inside your own 30. Try to go for it on 4th and 1. Don't get it. Basha's going to walk in and score. Now momentum back on the Puma side here.
4 receivers out there for Perry. As Snyder takes the snap, looking to air it out along the right sideline. And a massive catch by Amos Augustine. Not sure how he came away with that, but that's why he's one of the top wide receivers in the state.
Jordan, you cannot put a better ball on this. Perfect perfect placement. And watch the sophomore wide receiver go up and get it. 2 hands, highest point. That is a phenomenal catch by Almas Agustin, the sophomore. But Cale Snyder, absolute dart and a dime dropped in the bucket.
Joe Ortiz has to watch that and be very excited over the next couple of years as run play here by Perry. Vaughn Patterson getting his first carry, short pickup there.
Vaughn Patterson.
That kind of a little bit of a draw towards the field side, and Coach Joseph Ortiz, when you talked to him at the beginning of the season, what he said about his offense, he was so excited because he thought this was his most talented skilled group that he had all season. Big pop right there from one of the Basha defensive backs, Caden Williams. Do you know Caden Williams' older brother? You do. You know him.
I'm sure I do.
Kentrell Williams, a long-time safety for Chandler, monster.
Sure.
And Caden is a superstar as well.
Snyder rolling to his right, looking for Augustine. Just out of his reach there.
Patterson rolls right, makes a toss toward the right.
So close to another huge catch in the close to the red zone, at least, for the Perry Pumas.
Going back to Ortiz before the season, what made him so excited was his depth at the running back position. So, like we said, we've already seen Vaughn Patterson get the rock. You're going to see McIver get it. Talon Frazier gets it. To spell 3 running backs, which is very similar to what Basha has as well. 3 running backs at that position is huge in 6A football.
3rd and 6 from the 16. Snyder relaying his call to the rest of his offense. As he's looking right, rolling right, under pressure, and he's going to throw this one away. Wise choice there by Cale Snyder.
And he had the University of Wyoming commit, Dante Bruley, breathing down his neck there. Snyder rolled out right. Bruley was able to shed off the tackle block. Bruley is a monster. Great story too, Jordan. Recovered from an ACL injury that he suffered in week 1 last year of his junior year. So missed his entire junior season. Had a big time off season, enough to where in the spring eval period, college coaches still gave him a chance. Now he's a University of Wyoming commit.
So Perry getting set for a field goal here. Colton Crawford, the junior lefty, getting set up. As that one is up, and it is good. So Perry getting on the board here as they're able to work a short field. Great completion from Cale Snyder to Amos Augustine. Put him in the red zone, and then they get points on the board.
Yeah, that's a big-time drive right there. A really, really good drive by Perry. Putting points on the board there.
I believe Jordan Spurgeon has something down on the field. Jordan, what's going on?
Sergeant Colvin, and you guys are having a blast out here, launching T-shirts into the student section. I mean, this is what it's all about, right? Having fun with the kids and showing them who you are?
Absolutely. It's all about, connecting and showing these kids that, we're not as robotic as everybody thinks we are. We're normal people. We have a normal job, and, we love the Army. We loved our country, and, just giving out some swag to the kids and having fun.
Load it up. Let's see what this is all about, all right? Let's get some shots out here. It's a lot of pressure right now. Okay. How do I shoot it? How do I do it? You can teach me real quick? Okay.
Jordan, have them shoot one into the
There's a whole process. You got to get the T-shirt. You got to keep going. And then we're going to last T-shirt. That's what we're going to do. We're going to shoot it towards the press box. I'm coming for Jordy and Cody. Way over there. Let's give it full pressure, what we can do. And we're going to launch over there so we can find the Santan Ford broadcast booth. This will be fun. The student section is turning up. We're having a blast right now. It's a close game. All right, you're going to show me.
You're going to left hand here, right hand here. And
all right.
That's your button to shoot it off right there.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to hand you the mic.
Oh, fantastic.
Boom.
We better catch this. This is like a fly ball from baseball.
I am.
Cody, maybe coming to you, maybe the band, I don't know.
Let's go. Head on a swivel.
Wow, it was like a knuckleball, and it almost just absolutely hit somebody in the head. That's amazing.
Being out here, having fun with everybody.
Great job.
Jordan Spurgeon, just man of the people, interactive reporter.
That was fun.
I'm going to tell you, you were ready to catch one. I mean, Jordan Hams, half of his body was out this window.
Hey, you need to give him a big target. All right, as Noah Roberts moves the pile up about 5 yards.
Oh, happy every time. I love those live hits during these games. Absolutely amazing. Going back to the Basha offensive line, Deshaun Yarborough, broken ankle 2 weeks ago, but they're also without Tavita Kale, who's back into the starting lineup here tonight. But down 2 of those 5 offensive linemen, I don't care what school you are, there's really no high schools that have that much offensive line depth. So that was also big for Basha, having some of their 2s playing the last couple weeks, Jordan.
Rogers gives to Roberts as he bounces it outside. Short gain there, and talking to Chris McDonald, asked him about the offensive line group as a whole, and he said they don't really have chemistry that he would like to have at this point in the year, and it's solely, he goes, they all get along, just there are so many people that are injured that it's very difficult to build that chemistry without having those reps. So
well, even like Deshaun Yarborough, he moved in a week before game 1.
Right.
And I mean, it's a heck of a player to move in, a kid who has 20 Division I offers, who's listed at 6'5", 330, and he is good. He's not a kid who can't move in his body. He's very good. So losing him was a big loss.
Rogers dropping back, looking to his right, fires it over as Cash comes down with it. Cash Brock, another big catch there for the Basha Bears.
Yeah, Cash Brock doing a good job of finding space as we get this replay. He finds that soft space in the curl zone, goes up 2 hands, high points it, and you might say, hey, Jake Rogers, maybe bring that down, but the way that is bracketed with the inside backers in the secondary, Cash Brock making himself available and Rogers putting in an area where he can only catch it, that's a great pitch and catch.
2nd down and 1 for Basha as they'll go play action, looking deep to Brock in double coverage. Good coverage there by the Pumas as Basha is not able to connect.
That's a nice job by Perry in the back half there. Camden Coogan playing that deep corner, deep third safety look, and a perfect job because it's a nice bracket. You're going to see him both bail technique there. They do not bite on the out route. They pick up the 9 and a nice underneath and over the top coverage bracket by the Pumas in that secondary.
3rd down and 1 for Basha from their own 40. There's some movement along the line. It's going to be a false start on the Bears.
And this is what Chris McDonald and the coaching staff were upset about last week, is the penalties. Like I said, they have 5 or 6 personal foul penalties in that Mesa game. Pre-snap penalties and one cleaned up. So, you know, if you look at this Bears team and how much success they've had this season, there are points of emphasis that Coach McDonald still wants cleaned up here.
You have the penalties on Basha's side. Perry turned the ball over 6 times and still beat South Point last week. So a lot to work on for both these teams as Rogers airs it out. Incomplete. Good coverage there. Miles Polite in pursuit there.
And back-to-back plays on 3rd down. Miles Polite, last one was actually a 4th down. Look at the makeup speed. We're going to get a replay here, and I want you to see this makeup speed because he's dropping big time on an out route there past the sticks. So he's got to hightail it, but he keeps his eyes on the quarterback, opens up, and gets there right before that pass enters the breadbasket to cause that pass break up and set up a punt. That is huge plays, back-to-back drives by the junior corner, Miles Polite.
Basha's going to punt this off. Jalen Singleton, the return man here for the Pumas. 3:56 left in this first quarter. Good punt there. Singleton going to his right, looking for a little space. Gets taken down. Nice tackle there by Xavier Rivera Rogers. Don't miss a down of CW College football Saturday. First up, it's Stanford taking on Bill Belichick's North Carolina Tar Heels at 2:30 p.m. Then it's Pac-12 After Dark with Sam Houston and Oregon State at 8. College football Saturdays right here on CW7 Arizona.
Tell you what, man, that CW slate all season has been phenomenal. Little ACC matchups throughout the season, but they've carried a couple really big-time games of college football.
And, you know, Oregon State playing late in November. That's usually when weird things can happen here. As Perry's looking to get started here on their next drive. Snyder looking right side. Not able to connect with Augustine on that one.
Augustine flies incomplete, bringing up 2nd down.
2nd down and 10 now for the Pumas. as they were able to kick a field goal last drive, get on the board. 7-3, Basha leads right now. As Snyder getting his signals, relaying them to his offensive linemen. Snyder looks over the middle and connects. Nice snag there, and ball's on the ground. But went out of bounds. That was Mark Dewerson who forced the fumble there. Mason Lewis very close to recovering that one.
Nice pitch and catch, but you're going to see Dewerson comes in securing the tackle. And it's that right-hand paw, the club, just punching it out right away. That's why they tell your skill players to keep that ball outside arm towards the sideline right there. Perry very lucky, but how about that? That was our spotlight player of the game in the pregame there. Mark Dewerson, the junior linebacker. He flies to the football. True sideline to sideline linebacker. That kid is phenomenal. He 100% will be a Division I football player in the next year and a half, Jordan.
Snyder drops back, not able to connect there with the wide receiver. You mentioned Dewerson leads the team with 84 tackles for the Basha Bears, as it's now 4th down on their own 31. And the punt team's going to come out for the Pumas.
Yeah, that Basha defense, they fly. And I think when you're looking at Perry offensively, they hit the big play to Augustine in that last drive, and they're going to look for him to be going. He's clearly target number 1 for the Perry offense in here. Another one is Max Windleshafer, the senior wide receiver number 1. He also is a big-time target for this Perry offense, but you got to get positive plays every down. Look to get positive plays every down when you play the Bears.
Punt goes off, very high punt, fair catch called for by Basha, and another one that bounces out, and there's a fight for the football right now. We'll see how the referees are able to figure this one out.
I think Basha jumped on it. It looked like Caden Williams jumped on it, but I'll tell you what, Jordan, that is now 2 punts in a row where Basha is extremely lucky that Perry didn't jump on that.
Again, very, very high punt. And Perry's just been waiting for both of those punts. Kind of amazing that Basha was able to come away with that one.
Basha's corner kind of got in the way of Caden Williams trying to get that too. So, like I said, Bears really lucky that Perry didn't jump on either of those.
Tomorrow morning and weekday mornings at 9, be sure to tune in to Arizona Daily Mix with Brad Paley and Teresa Strasser. It's everything great about Arizona. Fun things to do, places to eat, people you should know. It's all good weekday mornings here on CW7 Arizona. All right, so quick pass to the outside. Over to Cash. Big hit there by Perry. That was DJ DeTrizio.
And once again, very simple screen game there, especially with that play action RPO. That force player also has to suck up a little bit, causing the one-on-one stock block at outside. Total numbers game for that Basha offense. That coaching staff does a really, really good job. And Jake Rogers right now, to me, Jordan, looks extremely comfortable out there.
And he gives it away to Josh Gaines, who picks up just enough for the first down.
I've been impressed early with this Perry front seven. Even though it moves the sticks there, I think they've been pretty stout up front. Ricky Stewart leading the way, senior defensive lineman, and then Mark Tucum, another senior, playing well up there.
First and 10 for the Bears. Rogers looking to his right, over to Baldwin. Baldwin gets to midfield before getting taken down. Another one that is going to be marked just beyond the first down. So another one moving the chains.
Yeah, junior wide receiver Jaden Baldwin now with the second catch. It's all timing routes on some of these comebacks and these out routes, the speed outs about 8 yards and then getting upfield. So Cash Brock, Jaden Baldwin, you could see the chemistry once again with Jake Rogers stepping in for an injured Brody Veers, but this is not a typical backup quarterback. He is very, very talented.
No, he has just been peppering his wide receivers. as he gives to Gaines. Gaines has a little bit of space, muscles his way over the first down marker, and then some. Powerful run there by Josh Gaines.
There is no dancing from Josh Gaines. He plants that foot and he gets north. He is a punisher out there in the backfield. I love his style of play, moves the sticks there, and just pummels a would-be tackler.
It looks like Gaines' helmet came off, so they'll swap in another running back, just someone by the name of Noah Roberts. You know, just...
Yeah, it could be a generational player in the state of Arizona. 20-plus Division I offers.
Ho-hum, ho-hum. All right, first down and 10. 32 yards out as they'll go to Baldwin, trying to find some space along the outside. He's going to tiptoe along the sideline for another first down, and just another first down as they keep marching down the field.
How about the perimeter stock blocks, too? Wide receiver coach, Coach Gata, and wide receiver coach, Coach Baldwin. They're teaching this. Number 4, Cash Brock, you see him pushing out the corner and would-be tackler, making tremendous room for Jaden Baldwin. And if you make the safety miss, those wide receivers will be gone.
First and 10 from the 17. They'll give to Roberts. Roberts looking for some space. Nice cut up to about the 10-yard line before he's taken down.
He gets to that edge, and if you don't have that secured, he's also taking that to the house. Noah Roberts is so explosive, electrifying. 20-plus Division I offers. Just watch his cut. It's a great job, actually, by number 10, Justin Stella. As you can see, he dips and rips outside, so Noah has to cut that back against the inside backers, flowing inside-out football players. So that's a nice job by Justin Stella, the senior Mike linebacker, because if he gets sucked in, Noah Roberts has the corner, and he's taking that to the pylon.
Rogers gives to Roberts, who's going to the outside, up to about the 5-yard line. Another first down there.
Yeah, this time Noah does get the edge. You see that point right there? Points to the would-be tackler. And this time Basha works to the boundary instead of the field side. Outflanks him with the numbers. Noah picks up the first and work their way inside the 5-yard line.
And it's really pick your poison. You have Joshua Gaines out there. You have Noah Roberts in the backfield as well. And then all of these great pass catchers. And Jake Rogers has been on point so far here through one quarter. As Roberts goes in motion, they'll give it to Gaines. Gaines powers his way up just short of the goal line, probably about 1.5 yards out.
It's a big 5'5", the senior offensive lineman, Tavita Kale. The big pancake block there. Tavita coming back 6'3", 290. You talk to offensive line coach, Coach Kelly. Tavita's their favorite offensive line group up front. An offensive line group that also has Jake Hildebrand. It's a 20-plus Division I offered kid in the class of 2027.
Yeah, those have been really the two relatively healthy, kind of consistent points on this offensive line this year in a group that's been very injured. As we have a penalty here.
Encroachment, offense number 54, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
All right, so that's going to push Basha back just a little bit. Clock is running. We'll see if we get another playoff before the quarter end here. Looks like Bash is not too much in a hurry. And we're going to see how this goes on the other side. But been a great first quarter. Again, rivalry game. Two teams going head-to-head that know each other very, very well. Basha Bears leading 7-3. Been a lot of fun so far. If this is any indication of how this is going to be the rest of the way, I think we're in for a very fun night between the Basha Bears and Perry Pumas. Make sure to keep it right here to see how this drive ends.
Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by Chapman Automotive Group. Visit chapmanaz.com. Desert Financial Credit Union. We believe in contributing to the community and our members. And Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips.
Welcome back to Perry High School. A great game between the Basha Bears and Perry Pumas. Welcome into the Santan Ford broadcast booth. I'm Jordan Ham, alongside a special analyst, Jackson McDonald. Jackson is a student with Basha, and you've called quite a few of their games so far this year, right?
Yeah.
So
I've just called the past two. It's been awesome.
And what's your favorite part of calling a game?
My favorite part, honestly, might just be watching the football, kind of giving my take on each play. I just love it.
And what do you think so far, how this Basha team has fared so far this season? A lot of injuries, but it seems like they're playing really well this year.
Basha's playing well. Brody's injury has set them back a bit, but Jake Rogers is starting to get into that zone, getting more comfortable, and is finding a way to get this offense moving.
Already better analysis than Cody Cameron has ever given. Okay. Jackson's going to sit in here for a little bit of this game, and then Cody's going to jump back in as Basha looking to score again, and almost connected with Cash Brock did Jake Rogers there as they're knocking on the door again.
That's just the route that the Pumas are going to have to look out for. Cash Brock, amazing on those quick little slants just before the goal line, but can't quite hold on to that one.
So it is third down here, 7 yards out from pay dirt. And we have Rogers going to the sideline as Barry Adams, the tight end, coming in. Again, a converted quarterback, so this is a pseudo wildcat, but he certainly knows what he's doing in terms of the pass game as well. And there's going to be a timeout there by Basha. So what was your reaction there, seeing Jake step out and Barry step into quarterback?
Barry, his sophomore year, actually played quarterback for the JV team, and they have some plays designed around him at quarterback, almost looking like the Saints playbook with Taysom Hill.
Okay, so got an athlete in the backfield.
For sure, he can run, he can throw, he can catch, he can do everything.
And so tell me a little bit more about these broadcasts that you guys do, because it is quite a production. You know, it's not just throwing up one camera. You guys have multiple cameras, you have multiple reporters, multiple people. Take us through everything that goes into kind of that broadcast.
So we are a fully student-run broadcast program at Basha. We have our student producers, Christian and Shruti, and they're running it, me and Tate commentating, and then all led by our wonderful teacher, Miss Golitsky. It's just awesome.
And is that every game, all home games?
We do it for all the home games.
Awesome. And football exclusive, multiple sports throughout the year?
Just football so far, but this winter we're looking to get into basketball.
All right, so there's some movement up on the offensive line.
Number 50, 5-yard penalty, third down.
So third and goal from the 7 turns into third and goal from the 12 there. So now we'll see if they rethink their strategy, having Barry at quarterback, or if they'll switch back to Jake Rogers here.
No. I'm expecting Jake to come back out for this one and just run a quick slant and maybe a quick out with Jaden Baldwin. Just hit those short, quick routes for the score.
All right. So as Jackson predicted, Jake is at quarterback now as he's dropping back, looking to his left, pressured, and Perry comes away with the big sack. That's Talon Frazier shutting the door on the Basha Bears.
That's an amazing blitz from the Pumas there. Getting to Jake almost instantly before he could even see Cash Brock on his break off his route.
And let's take a look here again. Rogers looking downfield, but Perry brought the heat, and they're able to come away with a massive sack here. And now we have Mikey Barth coming in to kick a field goal.
A 40-yard attempt.
40-yard attempt for him, 9 for 10 on the year so far. Snap is good. And that one is up and good. So Basha extends their lead here 10-3. So don't get the touchdown, but they do come away with points.
For sure. Mikey has been amazing for situations like that all year, especially over the past games with Jake stepping into quarterback. And as we saw in the South Point game, Mikey Barth hit a 53-yarder. And it's just awesome to see how much he's grown as a player on this team.
And scary to think, he's a junior. He's got another year with the Bears before he even thinks about heading off to college, and just a massive leg for Mikey Barth.
Absolutely. Offered to ASU where his dad was actually one of the kicking coaches there. And just having that extra year is going to help him develop even more, stepping into this kicking role as a sophomore last year.
And we've seen so many great special teamers here in the state over the years. If you think back to Grady Gross, Canyon Floyd, the list goes on and on. Certainly Brandon Reese, if we want to go back a little bit further, but seems like Mikey is the next great kicker here in Arizona Preps. So Basha now leading 10-3, 11:07 left in this second quarter. And not much of a surprise, right? Mikey Barth booms it into the back of the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback.
Definitely not a surprise. As over the past 2 games I've commentated over at Basha, I haven't seen him play a returnable kick last year, or just this season. Just goes to show how big of a leg he has.
So by this count now, he's had 59 kickoffs, 58 have gone for touchbacks. Just a crazy stat there as Perry's looking to tie this thing up, as Cale Snyder getting his offense set. Looking for a response. Very talented Perry offense, as they will give that one to Vaughn Patterson, but stopped right away there by Basha, and Basha came away with the football on that one too.
Yeah, just a quick little shovel pass to the running back there from Cale Snyder. But number 35 back there, Caleb Jordan, has been amazing this year at getting to the running backs in the backfield. He's a great defensive lineman.
Yeah, a lot of depth on this defense, a lot of talent coming back from last year's team, a group that's seen a lot of football together. This man in motion, and they'll give to Frazier. A massive hit there. And Mark Dewerson was in on that tackle, as was Caleb Jordan, like you just mentioned, Jackson.
You know, those both have been the standout juniors this year on the offense. As you guys mentioned earlier, Mark Dewerson is the side-to-side linebacker. He's been everywhere, and it's clear to see why he's the leading tackler of this Bears defense.
So Perry behind the chains a little bit, 3rd and 15 from their own 15. We'll see if Snyder looks to take a shot deep, as he has a man in motion. And he will dump it off to Jalen Singleton. Singleton up to the 20, to the 25, and the 30. And he is just short of the first down. But all of a sudden now a decision here for the Perry Pumas.
Yeah, it's just a great play call there. A quick screen pass on 3rd down to move the sticks. Shakes the defender off, and then Caleb Garcia slipped off him and missed the tackle.
All right, 4th down and 1. High risk, high reward here. Perry can extend their drive. But if Basha able to come through with the stop, a very short field for an offense that is already playing pretty well. And it'll be a timeout. Perry here. We'll see if head coach Joe Ortiz changes his mind. Well, Jackson, I think Cody Cameron should be worried about his job. Great analysis here, and one of your broadcast mates is going to be joining us here in a second as well. Keep it right here. Basha leading Perry 10-3 here on Thursday night.
Welcome back to Perry High School and the Santan Ford booth. Pumas trail Basha 10-3. Joining me now, another Basha High School broadcast student, Tate Fitzpatrick. Tate, early analysis in about a quarter and a half of gameplay there. You take the headset for my play-by-play partner, Jordan Ham, who I was shocked I get to even join the headset because your student, one of your classmates over here, I thought was taking my job, but Tate would bring you on. What do you think about this one?
I mean, well, it sure is a tight one, and you'd expect it. The Battle of Val Vista, both these teams, huge rivalry for many years now, and the Bears kind of getting stopped a little bit by Perry here, which wasn't as expected coming into this one, judging by how the Pumas are only 5-4 and the Bears are 8-1 and have been dominating all season long. But fourth down here, it's going to be a big one.
Oh, where's Jordan Ham? Jordan Ham, I don't know if you get to come back. That was amazing. Tate Fitzpatrick bringing the heat. Tate, you take it away now. You got the play-by-play reins. See what you got.
Snyder takes the snap. Handoff to the left, but tackled in the backfield. Eli Kramer-Cronin getting in. Turnover on downs.
That is a heck of a fill from the University of New Mexico commit right there. When you need it most, the senior leader, Eli Cronin, in his nose in the trough, striking and running his feet through contact, pummeling the Perry running back. Tate, how about this replay right here? Kind of mishandled snap, but Eli Cronin filling the gap with violence. A heck of a play from the senior linebacker.
I mean, he read that one perfectly from the get-go. His eyes instantly went to that backfield, and he knew it was a run right from the start, getting that tackle for loss. And now the Bears got the ball around the 27-yard line, heading in. Roberts in the backfield with Rogers. And it will go to Roberts, who gets up the gut for about a 7-yard gain. One of his better runs of the night.
Tate, I'm laughing over here because your jargon is precise. The broadcast, look at you. How long have you broadcasted at Basha High School?
Last year I did color. This is my first year of play-by-play. So
go. What do you like better, color or play-by-play?
Definitely play-by-play.
It's funny you say that. I'm not a good play-by-play broadcaster at all, but you could do both. That's versatility at the high school level, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and now we look at second down. Roberts still in the backfield, and it goes back to him. He makes some cuts, gets forward for about a 4-yard gain. And that will not move the chains. 3rd and inches.
What do you think of this Perry front seven here, Tate? I feel like they played very good. That's been a stout front seven. Yeah, Bash has utilized some of their skilled players on the outside, but had to be impressed with the Pumas early.
Especially with this all-star Basha line. Of course, you've got some injuries, but you still have Jake Hildebrand on there, who's a really big star. As this one, 3rd time in a row to Roberts. He goes up the gut, breaking tackles, tumbles forward for the first down. He's down around the 2-yard line.
You know what we call that? We call that a broadcaster's jinx. I just gave him props, and then Noah Roberts said, stop that, Cody. One cut, getting north. Get off me. Look at the stiff arm. Stiff arms of would-be tackler to the ground, breaking numerous tackles. Noah Roberts showing why he's one of the best running backs in the nation.
I mean, I'd expect to give him the ball back here again, and they do. He cuts it outside, getting upfield. That'll be a touchdown. Bears take the lead 16-3.
That's a sub-11 track speed, getting to the corner and outflanking the force player. Talon Frazier's in a good spot. It just creeps in a little bit. Once you creep in out there, when you are the force player, Noah Roberts sniffs that out, bounces outside, and takes it to the house for a Bears touchdown.
And that was his first one of the night. I mean, I've commentated multiple of his games this season. Usually you're saying his name multiple times in that end zone. He's definitely one of the, if not the best player on this Basha team, as Mikey Barth kicks it through the uprights.
Kick is up and good.
It's funny you say that, Tate, because to me it's tough. Yes, I think Noah 100% is one of the best players on the roster, but you look at the offensive line, you look at the defensive line, you look at, heck, some of the class of 2028 kids, the could-be's, like the Landon Wades, and you get into the names like that. To me, broadcasting, this is my second Basha game this season, it's almost hard to pinpoint because they're so good at so many key positions.
Yeah, well, I know before the season even started, I think 21 players had D1 offers. That's almost a full starting roster. Yes. So it really just shows how good and how talented every position is on this team, and especially that D-line that you just said, they're probably the best part of this Basha defense, especially.
Yeah, heck, the guy who's going to take my headset over here, he was talking about Caleb Jordan Caleb Jordan's phenomenal. He's had such an amazing year. I love his film. Same thing, though. I think the coaching staff for Basha is one of the best in the state as well. This coaching staff, top to bottom, is amazing.
As we see Barth to kick it away yet again. Expect a touchback here, like usual.
Number 1, Max Wendelshafer. Number 8, Augustine. Number 15.
He's going to make one of those, Tate. I mean, that was right under the crossbar on that kickoff. But, you know, mark my words. Tonight, it's only 8:30 in the second quarter. He's going to drill one of those.
Yeah, he's come up short a couple times this season. It's always a game me and Jackson like to play up in the booth. Oh, do we think Mikey's going to make this one? Yes or no? Usually he's about that close.
How come we don't play that, Jordan? What's going on? We get to play the Mike. Yeah, I know. The chemistry. We're getting there. You know, game 1.5.
And Kill Snyder taking the field. In the backfield with him, Vaughn Patterson. Trips out to his right. Snyder to Patterson, who runs it up the gut, but tackled by a sea of Basha defenders.
All right, Tate, what do you think of Mark Dewerson? Because I think he's one of the best junior football players in the state of Arizona. Fast, violent, really, really smart, true sideline-to-sideline player right there, making the tackle. Give me your analysis of Mark Dewerson.
Well, I mean, just look at the stats. He's number 1 out of all juniors in tackles in 6A. So he's one of the best players on this Basha defense, and he's got another year left to play. So he's been a really good asset for this defense. And, I mean, of course, one of the best in the state.
I'm going to tell you who you remind me of after this play.
And Snyder out to his left. Incomplete. Caden Smith on the coverage there. Pass intended to Max Weldenschafer. Don't really know how to say that one. Gave it my best shot.
On the nose by the Wendelschafer. Nice play by Caden Smith. Another one of those players that plays in that box. Strong safety outside backer who's got D1 commits. Jordan, you'll know this. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a young you at play-by-play, but then the stats that he just gave me, a young Chris Eaton. You guys might know him on Twitter as @GridironArizona. That's who he reminds. I mean, he is spitting these statistics out from the top of the brain. Incredible.
And Snyder this time dropping back, rolling out to his right, where he finds number 8, Amos Augustine on the catch. That'll be a first down, as their offense finally get rolling after a little bit of a cold streak.
Yeah, Augustine had so much run as a freshman last year, which, Tate, I've been covering Arizona for about 9 or 10 years now. Having a freshman make an impact like Amos Augustine made last year, you don't see. Now as a sophomore, he's really blossoming into a top wideout in all of 6A.
And the Pumas put in some pace on this drive as Snyder drops back, looking to his left. He throws it. Tackle made by Trey Knox. Number 81, Lorenzo on the catch.
Perry's starting to move the ball here after kind of going idle the last 2 drives. And that's what you need. I said a couple drives ago, Tate, when you play Basha, you need positive plays every down. That should be the goal. Of course, that's the goal in every game you play. You need positive plays every down. Win on first down, get in a second down situation that's manageable, and then live in a 3rd and short if you get there. That's what Perry's doing on this drive.
Yeah, you can't give up any plays, and like you just said, Perry's been doing a great job of this on these last couple. Snyder looking back to his right, and he finds Augustine again, who takes it upfield for a 15-yard gain, and he gets hit heavy at the end there.
That's a tremendous window that Snyder fit that ball in there. Augustine doing a nice job of finding the soft spot in the zone, but Basha collapses on that a lot. You see the replay there. He works behind the second level. Eli Cronin almost gets his paws on it. That's a great dart by Kill Snyder.
And hurry up again, Snyder out to his right. Number 1, Max with the catch.
I like this offensive play call on this drive. Nice, easy throws here on first down to pick up, 5-6 yards here. But a nice look off the RPO, working boundary, quick out, and puts it only where his wide receiver can get it.
And I think speeding up this pace is really confusing this Basha defense, because, of course, Perry getting some quick play calls and some short routes that have been driving him all the way down this far.
Well, what it does is you can't get set, right? I mean, you're just going to go in your base defense there. It's hard to make pre-snap checks when the offense is going fast like that. So I agree with you. I think it makes it uncomfortable for the Basha defense.
And Snyder throwing yet again as he lost this one deep to Augustine. Incomplete, almost brought in on the coverage there, Xavier Rivera-Rogers.
Man, we're going to get a replay here. Watch Eli Cronin. You can't see it from that angle. Eli Cronin comes on an A-gap blitz and just pummels a Perry. Here we go. Watch Eli Cronin. Bam! Look at that. Ooh, that gets me excited right there, Tate. That is awesome by the inside backer. I got to give credit to the Perry running back. He steps up and takes the collision. Bind kills Snyder a little bit more time. Get a shot at Augustine coming off the field there. Eli Cronin, though, no stopping. That's 6A football at its finest right there. Yeah, I think Perry does a really good job of showing and checking with their quarterback too early.
And Snyder pressured early, again getting in. That's Eli Cronin. He's having a great drive.
Man, Eli Cronin, he is electrifying off the snap. You usually say that with the defensive line group, but the linebacker timing that and gets to kill Snyder for the third down snag. A top linebacker in the state of Arizona, University of New Mexico commit, making things happen on this drive.
And for a second there, it looked like the Pumas were going to leave their offense out there. They elect to punt, though. I'm not sure if 4th and 9 is really the position you want to go for it on 4th down. So I think it's a good decision to punt here.
Yeah, me too. I said the same thing on their first drive where they were 4th and 1 situation. Tate said you got to punt the ball here. Live for another series. Put your defense in a good spot.
And this one received cleanly this time. Caden Williams down there.
Well, I gotta give it to you, Tate Fitzpatrick. You were incredible in the booth. I had multiple coaches and broadcasters text me going, who's this kid? He's amazing. You did a great job. I appreciate you a ton. We're gonna toss it down to Jordan Spurgeon.
Great job up there in the Santan Ford broadcast booth, but down here, girls golf fresh off a 6th place finish at state championships. Taylor and Kaylee, you guys are down here joining me. What was it like? What was the experience like being able to play and do so well in state?
We had a great time. I mean, we've put so much work and dedication in to be able to just get to state. We are so beyond proud of our finish. I'm so beyond proud of each and every one of them. We had a great season.
Yeah, there's not much more I could say, but I'm so proud of everyone and how we placed and just how great we did at state. I'm so proud of everyone.
And you're both coming back. You're a sophomore, you're a junior, so what'd you learn that you'll take into next year?
I learned a lot, you know. I mean, got to work on the greens for state next year, so I think once we get those dialed in, we'll be pretty solid.
As an amateur golfer, always working on the greens. I get it. Favorite memories from this year or any time in high school so far?
We had a great time at Flagstaff. I mean, you know, all staying in a hotel together, like, it was so funny, such an amazing experience.
Yeah, it being our only away tournament makes it so much more fun and such a great experience, and we go back every year and it's such a great experience.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. Congrats on your 6th place finish in state, and best of luck the rest of your school year.
Thank you.
All right, great stuff there, Jordan Spurgeon. Cody, I think we should be worried.
We're done, man. We are
cooked.
There's no way
the future is taking us over as Josh Gaines with a big first down run there. But what a job by Tate. What a job by Jackson. Two great broadcasters.
Well, I was going to say these two high schools have it all, because not just that, then we're doing this golf hit. Me and Spurge golfed on Monday, and oof, it was ugly for me with the first 4 holes. I cannot hit anything. I would lose to these high school golf teams by 20 strokes in an 18-hole match. So I can't broadcast, can't golf. I don't know what I got going for me right now, Jordan.
Time's catching up with us. As another great reception there by Cash Brock as he breaks away, steps out of bounds, but not before breaking a couple of tackles for the first down.
Yeah, I mentioned Cash Brock had his best game, in my opinion, of his high school career last week. Torched Mason for a couple of touchdowns, 8 catches. He was phenomenal in that football game, and he is going right into it this week. He's a Colorado State commit, a top target in this Basha offense, but I kind of, as right there, it's not like it's really catching. He's catching in traffic, and he's slippery. He's hard to tackle, and he's getting the yak. We love the yak as wide receivers.
All right, 2 backs with Rogers. Roberts and Gaines back there with him. They'll give it to Gaines, who's trying to make a cut up to about the 10-yard line. Nice little pickup right there. And it's 3.5 minutes left in the half. I think an important drive here for Basha and for Perry here. This can be a big swing in momentum here these next couple of minutes.
And you look at the scoreboard, and yes, you're going to go, oh, you know, Basha's rolling right now. Outside of the two big plays, though, I got to give it up to Perry's front seven. I think their run defense has really impressed me tonight, Jordan. They've played well on the front seven. Basha just hit them on a couple quick strikes.
Rogers gives to Roberts, slips through a hole inside the 5-yard line.
He just has such a different gear. I was talking to Eric Sorensen about Noah Roberts last week, and I'm going to say it again. I'm not saying he's Bajan Robinson, but some of the movements, and Eric spoke to this, that jump cut that Bajan has really made. He
plants his leg. Yeah.
And he did it at South Point, and now he's perfecting it in the NFL. Noah's got that gear. When he hits that gear, you go, oh, okay, this is special. That's what Noah Roberts has.
Roberts and Gaines back there with Rogers. As we'll go to Roberts again, puts down his shoulder, but a big hit there by Perry to keep him out of the end zone.
Yeah, Justin, Stella, and company in that linebacking core doing a good job as Roberts, you know, dips his shoulder and go. Justin Stella with a nice tackle. Stella's had really, really good season this year. 6'2", 200-pound middle linebacker for Perry. He plays hard.
So they stayed outside of the end zone, but they did get the first down here. As Rogers looks to his left, Diaz jumping. Excuse me, that is Cash Brock coming down with his second touchdown of the night.
How about that 50-50 ball? Trusting your big receiver, the 6'3" target on the outside. Cash Brock high points it, grabs it with two hands. Great shot from our sideline camera crew there. Cash Brock finds the end zone once again for the Bears.
That's real tough to defend. Perfect throw, perfect catch.
Especially when you're man coverage right there. And a nice throw by Jake Rogers. You're going to go, oh, looked a little bit underthrown on a 50-50 ball like that. Man coverage, that's tremendous. And at the end of the day, you're giving your 6'3" target the availability to catch that pass. Nice drive by Basha.
10 touchdowns now for Brock as the extra point is up and good to make it 24-3 here. Just inside 2 minutes left in this first half. We'll see how the Pumas respond now.
I have to. To me, it's a big swing. You need to put points on board, and a field goal. I think it matters where that fourth down situation here, but a field goal does help. You get the ball at half, but you need points. I think right now, Basha offensively, Jake Rogers, I've said the word, looks like he's in complete control out there. The keys to the game was get him in the rhythm. That's been had and then some. I don't know if he has more than 2, 3 incompletions at most in this first half. He is locked and loaded, and the chemistry he has with the receiving corps, that's another reason why he is not a normal backup. You lose a kid like Brody Bears, one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Arizona, North Texas commit. That's a big loss. So you can't replenish that. Jake Rogers stepped in, has done such a great job this year.
And I think when he has missed, he's missed where only his receiver can get to it. That's another key thing here. And it was interesting, Coach McDonald told me after the Hamilton game where he had to come in because of the injury, he felt like he let the team down and didn't put them in a position to win. And Coach McDonald was looking around going, well, what are you talking about? You jumped into perhaps the toughest game of the year. There was so much going against you, and you still played well. But that's just the standard that Rogers has for himself. As another big boot from Barth. Just short, though.
Yeah, we're going to play the game. I was going to say we're going to guess.
We're going to adopt it.
We're going to get there.
Following tonight's game, be sure to stick around for Police 24/7 only on CW7 Arizona. Ride shotgun with officers for an inside look at law enforcement on the job. It's unexpected, intense, raw, and always unforgettable. Police 24/7 tonight on CW7 Arizona.
Going to that Hamilton game, I'm glad you brought that up, Jordan, because I want to say, even if Bears didn't get hurt, I know you can never say never. I think Hamilton was controlling that game. I think Hamilton would have won that game anyway. You know, I think that was just the Huskies coming out party, so to speak, against Basha.
Snyder rolling to his right, looking downfield. Finds Augustine. And that's going to move the chains. First down.
First down, Pumas.
So another nice pickup by this young QB wide receiver duo.
Yeah, anytime Basha's secondary is in the zone there, Augustine's doing a good job of just finding open space for Kale. And Snyder's putting it on the money there.
Empty set for Snyder. Quick throw to Augustine right up the sideline. Made the catch. About 5-6 on that one.
And we're down inside 2 minutes here. 2-minute drill for Perry. Looks like they got about one timeout left as well. But I think this is where Kel Snyder's really comfortable. And in a Joe Ortiz offense that is built for this.
Perry changing some things up here at the line. 1:35 left here in the half. Quick screen. Gets bobbled and dropped. That was for Lorenzo Bracamonte. Just couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, it's a tough situation there. Does stop the clock, but it brings up about a 3rd and 4 for the Pumas here. And now here's the other thing. If you throw an incomplete pass here and you have to punt to Basha, a minute and some change for the Bears offense. Plenty of time for Basha to score.
The Bears offense and Mikey Barth.
Yes.
You really have to get over the 50, 40.
Which is crazy to say. A high school kicker that's like totally good from 50 at all times.
Snyder dropping back. Screen pass gets tipped and picked off by the Bears. That was Trey Kennard who brought it home. And another short field here for the Basha Bears.
How about the junior defensive back from Basha, Trey Kennard, hot potato. It's the tip drill right there. Try to run a little screen, works off the stock block. Eli Cronin tips it up, and Trey Kennard, right place, right time. But it's all set up because of his eyes. The eyes discipline and shedding off that would-be block for the screen. The Basha defense comes up big in the end of the first half.
So massive play there by the Bears, and we'll see what they can do here with now a minute 23, as we said. They're already in Mikey Barth's territory, so good chance they at least get some form of points, but they're obviously going to try to push it a little bit more here. As Rogers in the shotgun. He has Roberts up the middle of the field. He makes a cut, and he will take it in for 6. Number 6, 4-6. And he finds Pater on the first play of that drive.
Basha stretches them out 2v2, and they go Roberts right up the gut on that play concept. Jake Rogers puts it right in Roberts' chest. I love this. Look at that. Splits everybody. Noah Roberts showing the speed, the breakaway, and he is gone. Electrifying player in the state of Arizona. And Jake Rogers hits him right in stride. Big touchdown play from the Bears.
And the extra point is up and good. Did you miss any part of tonight's game? You'll get a chance to see it all again this Saturday night on CW7 Arizona, which you can see on YouTube TV, Hulu Plus Live, Fubo, Direct Stream, and of course, CW7AZ.com. And if you watch that replay, you're going to see plenty of big plays here from really both sides. But man, Noah Roberts just so explosive. And he does it on the ground, and he is, I think it's so underrated, his ability to catch the ball and get those chunk plays in the pass game. Makes any quarterback's life way easier.
Yeah, last week when Mesa was loading the loading the box against Basha last week, they put Noah Roberts out in a lot of those trips bunch sets and just quick screen Mesa to death on that side. He popped a 70 and near an 80-yarder in that football game, Jordan. He's just the most athletic and faster than anybody on that defense, and that's what type of player they have. And like you said, it's not just in the backfield. He's a matchup disaster in the pass game.
As Barth will boot this one deep.
Oh, what are you doing, Bob? That's just short. He's about 3 yards short of the goalpost. I can't believe
chunked it.
And I'm going to say back in my day here, but 12 years ago when I played, high school kickers, it was nervous if they're in the 35 to 40 range.
Right.
You know, you had to be like inside the 20 to go, okay, we feel confident now to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
These kickers in the state of Arizona, Jordan, across the board, I'm looking at the NFF awards. And I'm looking at all these guys that have 50-yarders, 52-yarders, 55-yarders, that they have some change with it, too. It's like it was good from 60 to 65. It's crazy how talented they are.
Different level of athlete when it comes to the special teams here in the state. So let's see how Perry's able to respond. 1:15 left in this first half. Quick pitch to the outside, but incomplete there. That was Wendell Schaefer, the target, not able to bring it in.
And Trey Kennard with the coverage there. It's a whip route towards that field side, trying to work out the stack. Trey Kennard having himself a heck of a quarter. Here's the whip route. Got to secure in the back. I love that. Reaches, breaks up the pass. Good footwork from the junior. Really back-to-back plays. Trey Kennard playing well in the second half.
Huge interception and now forced and incomplete as it is 2nd and 10, 1:11 left. As they'll try to get it out to that Perry receiver, unable to connect. And that was Heredia.
Once again, Jordan, ton of time for Basha here. At 3rd and 10, have a timeout. Perry's, they're flirting with some danger here because they're going to give Basha the ball back. Whether they get tackled in bounds or not, Basha will call a timeout. Basha's going to get the ball about 45 seconds left, and as they just showed last drive, they could strike any time.
So huge play here. See if Perry can extend this. As Snyder's getting his fellow Pumas set. And he's going to go over to Augustine. Off the mark for the incomplete. So 4th and 10 now, 1:02 left, and they'll be punting it off. Basha going to get the ball back and have a timeout.
And the thing about that throw, you're on the opposite hash, a comeback route. Not saying Kel Snyder can't make it because his arm strength is extremely talented, but that is a hard throw to make. It's a long throw to make. Basha does a good job of bracketing that with Trey Knox and Trey Kennard, the two Treys bracketing that. Now Bears going to get the ball with about 50 seconds left.
Caden Williams in his own territory. He's the return man for Basha. High punt by Perry as Williams finds a seam up the left, turn in the corner up to about the 35, excuse me, before stepping out of bounds.
A nice return for Basha there, getting the ball inside the 30, 51 seconds left. And like I said, Perry's had a couple really nice drives defensively, setting up a punt, getting active in the backfield, sacking Jake Rogers, but Basha turns it on quick, and they make games ugly very, very fast. If you look at, I think this season, it's really been the second quarter for the Bears where they have just dominated. And Chris McDonald's talked about this, kind of some slow starts in some games, or, trying to get 6A football, right? Like, getting a couple stops. But that second quarter when they hit their stride, that's really when they take it to teams.
There is a penalty called on the Bears that'll put them right smack dab at midfield. So 50 yards, 51 seconds they'll have to work with.
From the 50-yard line.
But Jake Rogers really has shown what he can do as a quarterback, and you have to feel confident with whoever is under center for the Bears. But Rogers has been so good here in this first half. As he looks far side, gives it over to Brock.
Number 4, Cash Brock.
Now, wide receiving core is doing such a good job of finding open space. Jake Rogers throwing it open, of course, but just these timing routes to the sticks, whether it's a comeback, the quick outs, there's a hitch towards the sideline, working open space. So not exactly, hey, I have to hit this mark. Doesn't matter where the corner is. To me, that is so good at the high school level, and it speaks volumes to how much Jake Rogers as a quarterback trusts his receivers to be there.
1st down and 10 from the 40. Roberts in motion. Pressure, Rogers throws it up. Dangerous throw, but Baldwin comes away with it. Precise pass and great catch there by the Bears.
How about the footwork from Rogers to elude a defender here? See, Perry's bringing pressure. And it's Ricky Stewart that gets to him, puts him on ice skates, still has some pressure in his face, throws a dart, and Jaden Baldwin, he saves this from being an INT because the defensive back is hanging right over him, and the defensive back actually does a great job of coming back to the ball, but Jaden Baldwin beats him coming back. So many times, Jordan, you'll see high school receivers not come back to his quarterback and attack the pass. These Basha wide receivers do that because they are so well coached. That's a great job by Jaden Baldwin.
Baldwin entering this game, 43 catches, 485 yards, and 3 scores. So a couple dynamic athletes on the outside. We talked a lot about the running backs, this talented offensive line that is starting to get healthier. And you have Jake Rogers, who has been so precise in this first half. 33 seconds left. 2nd down and 2 from the 31-yard line. Rogers rolling to his right. Winds and fires to Baldwin, who's wide open, and he's going to waltz into the end zone for a score, 37-3. Thanks to Jake Rogers and Jalen Baldwin.
This is such a great offensive scheme. They take Cash Brock, and he just flies up the field and takes away the deep safety, and then they sneak Jaden Baldwin underneath. It is like an extremely deep flood concept with the short flat and then a very deep out. Jake Rogers rolling right, hits him right in stride, and he walks into the end zone. Great pitch and catch from Jake Rogers to Jaden Baldwin.
Barth's extra point up and good.
Barth's kick is up and good.
I'd like to know where Barth's extra points land.
Well, you know, I'm going to say that back gate is probably about 40 yards. I'm going to guess over that senior side right there, Jordan. It's just an absolute boom. We're going to get another replay here. It is a flood concept. Christian Diaz works flat. Usually on floods, the outs may be 10 to 15 yards. He is working some serious depth there, about a 25 to 30-yard route, but it is all set up too by Cash Brock taking the deep corner and the safety away totally from the play. There's nobody in a zone concept dropping that deep on an out route there. That is a great scheme and really, really efficient route running and execution by that wide receiver group.
So Jaden Baldwin hauls in the touchdown right there. This Basha Bears offense been so efficient.
Jaden Singleton, 15. Amos Augustine, 8. Max Window Safer, number 1. Deep to receive.
Tonight's drone coverage is brought to you by Sports 360 AZ. For the most complete coverage of high school sports in Arizona, visit sports360az.com. Sports 360 AZ, heck of a website.
I know a couple people that work there.
All right, Barth is just mailing it in now. That one only went to the back 80% of the
yeah, I don't even know if that one cleared the letters of Perry. What is he doing down there?
Mailing it in.
It's so funny. Having the student broadcast up here is such a joy. I'm so glad we did that. And we've been looking to integrate that all season. But I think what adds another aspect to that, I mean, they're in class with all these guys.
Right.
You know, I think that's so cool to have the little tidbits of their stuff and them talking about Mikey Bart just being such a great kid, a great kid and student too.
All right, so 26 seconds left. We'll see what Perry does here as they will give the handoff to MacGyver. Short gain there.
Isaiah MacGyver, brought down by number 12.
Looks like that will be the final play of the first half. So two really good teams, rivalry game, but you can see in this second quarter just how quickly Basha can strike, and a relatively close game can all of a sudden turn into one with a wide margin. So very impressive here, second quarter by the Bears.
Well, when you ask, you know, what can Perry change? I don't know, man, because this offense for the Bears is clicking. There's so many weapons at so many spots that can burn you anytime. I think Perry's got to regroup and just talk about keeping everything in front, but it's so much easier said than done. This Basha team really, I said it after week 1, I thought it was the deepest Arizona high school football team that I've seen. They are talented everywhere.
And how about Jake Rogers? Just the way the way he's been able to spread the ball around. We're going to throw it down to Lexi on the field.
I'm down here with Coach McDonald. You guys really picked up momentum in the second quarter. How are you going to carry this into the next half?
Well, I mean, we've won a half. That's all we've done, right? That's it. We haven't won the game, and that's the message to the team. They know that. We got to play another 2 quarters of sound football and play a full game of good football.
And is that what you're going to be telling them at halftime, or are you going to tell them a little something different?
Of course, that's the message. Let's continue to compete. Let's compete at a high level. And let's make sure that we don't take our foot off the brakes, and let's get everybody in and have a good time tonight.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you.
Jordan, you would think Basha's down 38-3 after Chris McDonald's answers there. Stop it. What a half by the Bears.
Only one of one is Chris McDonald. 38-3, Basha leading Perry, but keep it right here. We got the halftime show with Jordan Spurgeon. Welcome back to the Santan Ford broadcast booth here at Perry High School. Alongside Cody Cameron, I'm Jordan Ham. Basha leading 38-3 here coming out of halftime. But Cody, also some big playoff implications here in this final week here for 6A in the standings.
They said both these teams have a ton to play for, Jordan. Basha guaranteeing them with a win. Going to lock in that bye for the Open. And Perry, if they won today, they're going to be in the play-in game for the Open. So Perry drops this. I think they'll stay in that 13 through 20 game. And we all know if you lose the 13 through 20 game, you are completely out of the playoffs. Basha, Hamilton, Liberty. It's so interesting because before the season, I think everybody in the state had Basha winning the state title, the favorite to win the state title. Now everybody's saying Hamilton, which rightfully so. The Huskies have dominated 9-0, obviously, as you can see right here. Do not count out these Basha Bears. They are electrifying, and I know they cannot wait to face off against a Hamilton or a Liberty in the semis, as they're showing right now. This offense is potent, and this defense gets after it.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know many teams that can overcome all the injuries that Basha has had so far this year, especially up front. But the way they've been playing, it has been very, very impressive. As Mikey Barth launching this one, and he must be rusty from halftime. This one barely made the end zone.
Still a touchback with the drop there. You mentioned the injuries too. How many teams in the state of Arizona lose their starting quarterback and have a backup efficient like Jake Rogers? Jake Rogers looks like a seasoned vet, a 3-year starter at the varsity level. And once again, guys, 95% of the high schools in the state of Arizona, Jake Rogers would be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. And interesting now situation that we head into with it being 38-3. We're heading into the second half.
Yeah, we're running into the running clock here. Running clock situation. Perry scores. I believe the running clock stops. I feel like it just changes so many different times. I've seen it go, I've seen it stop, but I believe if Perry does score on this drive, we stop running clock. But yep, running clock here to start the third quarter.
All right, so Snyder giving it off to MacGyver, who finds a lane, picks up a first down on his first carry of the second half.
And that's something Perry just did not do in the first half there, Jordan. They got so pass happy. Granted, they were trailing, right? So you're trying to play catch up. But MacGyver can go. He's a transfer running back. As you see right there, getting north to south and moving the sticks on first down.
An opportunity for Perry to go. Hurry up. As one of their offensive linemen jumped on that one.
Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Isn't that a great addition? So, like I said, we had that white hat mic'd up for that Prescott-Bradshaw game. And me and Jody Jackson up there, it kind of scared us the first couple times. We heard it, we were like, wait a minute, that's not our producer in our ear. But it's a really, really cool feature we have here on the CW7 broadcast.
Absolutely. 10:45 as the clock is rolling here. And this Basha defense just stuffs McIntosh there. That was Landon Wade leading the way, the sophomore.
All right, how about this? Class of 2028. Doesn't that scare you when I say that? I feel like we were just talking about the 2020, 2022 recruiting classes.
I felt ancient when it started to be 2020.
2028. Landon Wade, 6'5", 255. Another one of those kids who will be a double-digit. Division win offered. football player when it's all said and done. He's going to be a monster.
Does not look like a sophomore. As Snyder going deep to Singleton, diving attempt, but not able to come down with the catch. Caden Smith in pursuit there on the defense.
Caden Smith playing in that hip pocket and also diving to try to break up that pass. Yeah, that Basha secondary is loaded. We had them against Brophy game 1, and they put in a ton of twos by the third quarter. And then by the fourth, they started putting in third string guys. And you're watching these third string defensive backs, Jordan, you're going, there's no production lost. They are so talented at the skills group offensively and in the back half, so loaded. I would mention Jake Rogers would start anywhere else. I think, you know, their second and third strings would be all region players at most schools.
Snyder looking downfield, throws it up, almost picked off by Mason Lewis right there.
Falls incomplete.
That was Max Wendelschafer that they were trying to go to there.
Yeah, Mason Lewis, the Vandy commit. He just committed to Vanderbilt last week. He's going to want this one back. Goes right in his chest, through the wide receiver's hand. He jumps up a little bit, drops the ball. Talk about added depth. They get Mason Lewis from Castile, became eligible week 6. He was one of the best two-way players in the state last year as a junior. He did it all for the Colts. Comes over to Basha. Basha just added more depth in that secondary.
Rain Gregory with the punt here. That one's going to bounce and get downed at about the 38-yard line. Don't miss a down of CW College Football Saturday. First up, it's Stanford taking on Bill Belichick's North Carolina Tar Heels at 2:30 p.m. Then it's Pac-12 After Dark with Sam Houston and Oregon State at 8. College Football Saturdays right here on CW7 Arizona.
Hey, how about them Devils in Ames, Iowa? Last week, Jeff Sims breaking the rushing record for quarterback in a game, rushing yards record. A heck of a win on the road.
And his very tattered jersey is now at the Sun Devil Athletics Hall of Fame.
I saw that. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. All right, Basha getting their first hack here. That's going to be a run for Josh Gaines. Finds a little bit of a lane going up the sideline. Stepped out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
About a little wiggle right there from the senior tailback. Usually complete north to south bowling ball. The little stiff arm, a nice little jump cut right there. Bam! After Josh Gaines, stiff arm in the face. Get off me. Nice run from the senior running back.
Second down and 3 from the 45. 3 receivers to Rogers right. He'll go there. And that got downed in the backfield.
The pass is complete to number 80.
That was Christian Diaz on the screen. Lower pass, and his knee hit the ground as he was making that catch.
Might have been one of the very, very few negative plays the Basha offense had there. Same thing, quick numbers game. I love when they set that RP up, though. They're pulling backside, so it shows so much run action there. They have the numbers on that trip set towards the field side. They had the 2v2 stock. Just unfortunately knee on the ground when the pass was completed.
Third down and 7 here. Rogers given to Gaines. Gaines finds another lane, runs over a Perry defender for a first down. Man, Josh Gaines is so physical in his runs.
He follows the junior offensive lineman, Cade Carricker, right down through the second level. Carricker, the big 6', 275 football player. As you see, working to the second and third levels there, just following his blocker. Nice job by the offensive line group.
Gaines is running so fast he ran out of his shoes. He had to put it on in between plays as Rogers goes to the Basha receiver on the far side, Christian Diaz. Flag on the play. As it is 6:20 left here in this third quarter.
He was driven out of bounds by number 2, Liam Petrie.
Holding. Offense, 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Holding is the call.
All right, Basha penalty here, so they'll back it up a little bit.
It's been a pretty clean game overall out here. Pretty fast moving. Obviously the running clock helps as we're already midway through the third quarter here.
First and 20.
And Basha really mixing in a ton of twos now. But like I said, these twos can go. Do the same thing against Brophy. They can light it up.
Rogers gives to Gaines again. Gets a few back before getting taken down.
And I mentioned the twos. Josh Gaines, by no means, is RB2. You know, they'll spell number 37 who comes in here, Justin Miller, one of their running backs. But Josh Gaines, man, he is the way he complements Noah Roberts and the way he's productive in this offense. Like I said, bowling ball is the name that always comes to me. He is such a tough runner for the Bears.
Inside 5 minutes, as Rogers drops back. He'll find a receiver on the crossing route there. That is Junior Phillips. Nice little pickup there for the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, the 6 foot, 170-pound senior wide out, just kind of an underneath screen. That's everybody go in front. A ton of space to work with. Gets a little bit more third and manageable there.
3rd down and 7 now. And you talk about how many programs would Josh Gaines go to and be the starter. You'd think probably a good 95%.
Yeah,
that might even be conservative
higher
on that.
Yes.
Yeah. Such a luxury to have these two athletes, and a credit to Basha using both of those athletes at the same time on the field. As Gaines will go again. Gets north, but short of the 1st down.
I think, to me, when they're split back together, that's when that offense is one of their most dangerous, because it leaves everything open. They do a good job of moving Noah Roberts as the motion man pre-snap, and that they'll flank him outside. Maybe they just shift him out into a trip set towards a 2 wide receiver set. But when they have both of those guys out there, there's so much misdirection with it. Both quarterbacks, Brody Veers, the starter, does a great job with it. Jake Rogers did a phenomenal job the last 2 weeks with it. They are so deadly in that set.
4th down and 4. As they'll give to Gaines, and he picks up enough, breaks a tackle, and he's at the 20-15, dragging a couple Pumas with him. What a 1st down run for Joshua Gaines.
How about the power from the lower body to running through would-be tacklers, getting north. Looks like we have a penalty flag in the backfield here, but look at this. Look at the center of gravity, bouncing off guys, keeping his feet moving. Josh Gaines. Heck of a play, young man.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
And this is the thing both teams have to avoid here. Running clock, 38-3, rivalry game. Can't let the emotions get the best of you. We've seen games get chippy quickly, so I know both coaching staffs are going to be talking to these players, making sure they're doing everything they need to, as Gaines lowers his shoulder into the end zone for the score. And Josh Gaines, this drive had a lot of him in a lot of different ways, and he's able to find the end zone.
I mean, look at the explosion when he gets this carry. He hits top speed so quickly. Offensive line doing a great job of sealing and working second level. But look at this, just head full of steam, bam, running through would-be tacklers. When the secondary comes in, tries to ankle bite you, Josh Gaines saying, "Get off me," doesn't lose speed, and finds pay dirt for 6.
All right, Bar's extra point is up and good. That makes it 45-3. Basha Bears continuing to roll thanks to a Josh Gaines touchdown. Keep it right here on the other side.
The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by Sanderson Ford. This is Sanderson Ford Country. Shamrock Farms. Whatever healthy looks like to you, there's a rockin' protein to match.
I'm down here on the field because it is senior night, and I have a special senior mom with me, Holly. Her son is out there on the field. What has the senior night emotions been bringing?
Lots of emotions. We all knew it was coming, but you can't really emotionally prepare for how it really feels and how fast it really comes and goes.
And so something a little special is your son used to play at Basha and he transferred to Perry. So he's going to play one final game on his home turf against his friends.
Yes. It's definitely very sentimental, very emotional. They're all friends. We've watched them play since they were little, growing up together, playing on the field, full circle moment, and it's like the end of a chapter that we've been watching for years. And
that's amazing.
Friday Night Lights.
We love that. Well, best of luck with his future and the rest of the senior activities. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lexi. Shout out to the Stella family. Senior night, always a special night, an emotional one. A lot of mixed feelings, I know. But shout out to all those seniors, especially the Stellas. It's Mikey Barth boots this one. We're back to form. Did he make it?
I think he got it.
I think he did too.
I think he drilled that. Oh, man. The good thing about Mikey Barth always having touchbacks to it continues our conversations from that. That Mrs. Stella there, great interview. Her son, she's so proud of her son, Justin, because he has played lights out, had a pick six. That really led to that helped the Pumas lead to victory last week against South Point down in Tucson, one of the hardest places to play here in the state of Arizona. And Justin's played so great. He's played good here tonight. And I love what she's talked about the seniors. And they're right. Like, we're under the era where all these kids know each other. Social media, sevens, other sports. So it is a really, really proud moment. And they're not done. Both these teams will make the playoffs and have at least one more game.
The concept of the neighborhood kids all playing at one school, it's no longer a thing because the neighborhood's much, much bigger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jordan, you talk about the Southeast Valley. If you take this school proximity, I don't know, 10-mile radius, you're going to find 20 different high schools. It is insane the amount of competition that's down here in the Southeast Valley. You head south on Val Vista and you hit Riggs, where Basha High School is. If you take Riggs Road and you go east, you're running into 3 or 4 different schools. Castile's right there. ALA Queen Creek's right there. Chrisman's a brand new school on there. It's insane the amount of schools that are down there.
And on the field, Jacob Taylor coming in at quarterback for the Perry Pumas. Quick pass outside, but that gets sniffed out quickly by the Basha Bears.
How about Trey Kennard? I mean, he had a monster second quarter, had a pick, then had a really nice PBU right there coming up, reading it, diagnosing the quick screenplay, and making the tackle for loss. I've been very impressed with Trey Kennard.
I think another thing that maybe some people don't realize, these CUSD schools, we looked at those 6A rankings, top 10, 4 of them were in CUSD, and then you had Perry at 13 as well in terms of these big schools. Most of them used to play each other every single year.
Yes.
And they made a somewhat controversial decision to go ahead and break that up, and I think it's benefited a lot of these schools here as Taylor lets her rip, and that's almost picked off by Gabriel Diaz of Basha, but not able to come away with it.
Gabe D is sitting there in the secondary. He's going to want that one back. A little highlight reel pass play, just sitting right place, right time, right through his mitts. Looks like the Perry wide receiver kind of slipped and fell down on that route there, Jordan, as that's already the last play of the third quarter, partner.
Yeah, we're going to let this one roll 2 zeros. And we're going to take a quick break here. Basha leading Perry 45-3. Battle of Val Vista. A lot of highlights so far. And we are very, very close to the postseason. We are seeing what these teams can do here as the second season is about to start in just 1 week. Make sure to keep it here for the fourth quarter. Welcome back to Perry High School. Basha leading 45-3. Welcome on into the Sandham Ford broadcast booth. Alongside Cody Cameron, I'm Jordan Ham getting ready for the fourth quarter. But these are two teams know each other very well. These head coaches know each other very well too. They are good friends away from the football field. And they're quite the fishing duo, apparently. In the off-season, they got up north, got out of the heat, and did some fishing. And I just...
Look at those shorts from Coach Ortiz. And then I want to talk about...
Creed Ortiz.
Please keep this up. Chris McDonald's face looks like the Homer Simpson. Don't! That's what that looks like. I'm going to show Coach Mack that after. They're great friends. A lot of the Chandler Unified schools, yeah, they all want to beat each other up in the season, but tremendous friends, tremendous competitors. Amazing photo from Chris McDonald and Joseph Ortiz with the Homer Simpson. Dope! It's so funny.
Well, and, you know, talking about this relationship, Chris McDonald in year 8 at Basha has achieved some of the highest highs you can in Arizona as a high school football coach. And then you have Joseph Ortiz, year 4 with Perry. Definitely, we're seeing the progress being built over the years. But McDonald's been a real sounding board for Ortiz as he's building that program. And they've talked about they're just 3 miles apart. They're, you know, if there are issues in the community, a lot of times they're facing similar things. So they really rely on each other away from the field quite a bit, too.
Yeah, these guys and the district as a whole do a very good job of supporting the newer coaches. And then, you know, when Chris McDonald came in, he would talk about Sean Aguano and, you know, some of the long tenured coaches in the district helping him out because, hey, when he first came to Basha, I remember one of those first years he had a million injuries. I think they had a 3-7 season. Those are tough sledding before the Damon Williams, Miles Lockhart seasons. When Joseph Ortiz came in, same thing, Jordan. It was, hey, he leaned on people like Mac, Myron Bluford, who had been at ACP for a very long time. Coach Blue's actually down here. He's another really good friend of both of them. And so those situations, it makes the district a lot stronger.
There is a strong sense of community here in this USD and making decisions to for the betterment of the entire district and all of the athletics involved, not just football, but Basha having a couple runs here, as that is Justin Miller with the run, the sophomore running back.
And this means nothing for the success of the program, but both of them are so good with media. So good. I mean, we obviously have a very unique relationship with both, a lot of smack talk with some of these coaches, but at the same time, I think they do a very good job. I see them interact with newer media all the time, and they are so welcoming, so friendly. I think it just helps a little bit more with their, I think overall the program too. The kids have fun playing in their programs.
Another run here for Miller as he gets past the 30-yard line. As we are inside 10 minutes.
Good soundtrack out here at Perry. I've been listening to the student section, and there was a ton of students for Thursday night. The only Thursday night game in the state of Arizona as we enter playoff time for across the board, 1A through 5A. 6A is only the only conference left in their in the conference schedule that's not in the playoffs, and a tremendous job.
Inside 9.5 minutes remaining as Basha gives to Miller again.
Miller again, the ball carrier.
Gets about to the 25-yard line before a pack of Pumas pounce right there.
Wrestled down by a pack of Pumas. Led by number 37, Enrique Villegas.
There's the maestro of our tunage tonight. And also, I got to shout out DJ DeTrizio, safety for Perry. I went out last week to check out their practice, get a feel for the team. Every second he could, he was dancing in between. And I mentioned it to Ortiz, and he goes, I didn't see it, but it was probably him, if we're being serious. Fumble there by Basha. Perry able to swallow that one up.
A bobbled snap.
And our quarterback is number 43. We do not have a number 43 on our roster. So there are
unknown names. Unknown names. So they actually pulled up a JV quarterback midway through here. Jake Rogers obviously played phenomenal tonight, but just a little bit of insurance for him. And they also said we might see Barry Adams, their junior tight end. I heard the student broadcaster with you saying that he played JV quarterback.
Yeah, he is a converted QB that is now a tight end. Go to Miller again. Wrestles his way up to the 20.
And Jordan, I keep referring to the Brophy game that we had to kick off the Fiesta Bowl showdown. Basha, same thing, rolled the Broncos in that night, and they were putting in 2s and 3s. Justin Miller was the JV quarterback, or just JV running back they brought up for that game, the 6-quarter rule here, just to add some insurance. And he was great. He was so talented in that game.
3rd down and 4. 7:25 remaining as Basha is continuing to drive. They'll give to Miller, makes a cut up the field, but a good open field tackle there on the Perry side. Enrique Villegas.
Does that mean we're going to get a field goal attempt? I'm not sure. They're going to bring in Mikey Barth, who, from this point of where they're at, I would say that's a guarantee make. It looks like they're going to go for it, try to move the sticks and continue this drive. But once again, we're seeing kickers. It used to be QBU, which it still is. We have tremendous quarterback landscape, but kickers, every school has one.
I was going to say, if Barth was going to go for it, I wanted him to hit the scoreboard. just show off what he can do. So they go Miller again.
Give again to number 37.
Puts his shoulder down and moves the chains there.
Number 34.
A huge credit to the offensive line from Basha. They have both units out there, the second teams out there, and the push they've gotten all game has been amazing.
Yeah, this is a group that has had its fair share of adversity, having trouble getting healthy at certain times. Quite a few guys that have missed big chunks of the season. But it seems like they're starting to get right. It was to the point where Chris McDonald even said, I don't know the identity of this offensive line because we've had so many guys have to get shuffled in and out or have guys out of position to play. But, man, you would not know it watching tonight. As there is a jet sweep here. What a great run there. That was L.J. Williams on the jet sweep, and he finds the end zone, make it 51-3.
How about the speed to the outside for L.J. Williams? The senior, 5'10", 155, gets to the outside. The force player gets sucked in, makes one cut against the block right there, and he finds Pater. Touchdown, L.J. Williams.
So 51-3, 5:34 left here in this one. Mikey Barth setting up for another extra point.
The kick is up,
and he remains perfect on that one. So Basha leading this one 52-3, 5:34 left. Make sure to keep it here for the end of the game.
Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by Sweet James. We fight to get what you deserve. The U.S. Army, be all you can be. And Talk Now AZ. Start a conversation about drugs and alcohol with your kids now. Talk. They hear you.
Well, the Basha Bears up 52-3 here with 5:34 left in the final regular season game of the season.
What I wanted to make note over here, we're looking at the coaching staff, even 3 guys across the board there. Coach Brett Boyd, Coach Matt Dunny, Coach Colin Bottrell. What do they all have in common? They're former Chandler Wolves coaches. Coach McDonald has revamped this coaching staff really the last couple of years, especially this offseason, and have added some coaches that not only are former Chandler Wolves coaches, but have a ton of coaching experience at a culture and a program under Sean Aguano, under Rick Garrettson, that have won a lot of games and won rings. And that is important. I think Chris McDonald said, hey, we want to get back. They won a state title a couple of years ago, want to get back to that. That is obviously the job. Adding coaches like that, adding a Brett Boyd, who's such a phenomenal quarterbacks coach, to work with these guys. Jordan, I know you've known these coaches for a long time, too. This might be one of Basha's best coaching staffs ever in school history.
Absolutely. You talk about continuity with a group, but also just surrounding yourself with good people. And stop me if you heard this before. It is a touchback for Basha, thanks to Mikey Barth. Tomorrow morning and weekday mornings at 9, be sure to tune into Arizona Daily Mix with Brad Perry and Teresa Strasser. It's everything great about Arizona. Fun things to do, places to eat, people you should know. It's all good. Weekday mornings here on CW7 Arizona. And you know who else is a part of that team? Lexi Lambert on the sidelines. So do it. She is all over the place, providing the quality coverage.
She has been on every single broadcast, and she has gotten so good. She was always a pro's pro, but literally, I am so proud of Lexi Jordan. She has kicked butt this year on the Fiesta Bowl showdown.
Jacob Taylor back out there for the Perry Pumas, as he will give the ball off. Short run there before Landon Wade comes in. And we've mentioned his name a couple of times, but man, Landon Wade does not look like your typical sophomore. And you look on this roster, there's a lot of senior, there's a lot of junior. There aren't many sophomores, and sophomores that are playing a lot. And he's found the field quite a bit tonight.
And 6'5", 255, he's going to find his way on the field. But he spells some of the first stringers on some pass sets. When he kind of sharpens that craft under Coach Kennard, he is going to be wreaking havoc every single down here in the state of Arizona. Him and Desert Edge has a DN too, Jordan. His name's Jelani George. Those two highlighting the 2028 classes. I mean, I'm talking really, really special players. Like guys where the SEC is going to come in here and go, we want you. Where usually, they're in the backyards of Georgia and Florida for those guys. They're going to be in here in the state of Arizona because those two names, Landon Wade, Jelani George, hot commodities in the state when it comes their time.
And it is crazy. You usually see those elite recruits. Then all of a sudden there's kind of the snowball effect of the players around. All of a sudden more coaches are watching the full team and notice, hey, who's this?
Yes,
who's this guy here? Who's this? Who's that? 3rd down and 9. We're inside 4 minutes. I think someone on the offensive line jumped there.
False start. Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
And we have a 94 in the backfield for the Pumas, and that's obviously not on our roster either. So, which is meaning a ton of kids that probably played JV football, getting some run here, getting varsity experience late in the game. That is awesome. That is so cool for these kids getting this opportunity in week 10.
Taylor drops back and fires. Colin Dannenfield with the catch right there. Sophomore wide receiver. Just short of the 1st down.
To make note that the rankings drop on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and all eyes will be on that. The rankings show this year, because the 1A through 5A is already playing in the playoffs. It's going to be a combination of girls flag football, the 6A, and the open. Girls flag? Heck, I know a lot of them having their senior nights tonight. That is some major competition. Speaking of Chandler Unified, totally. The Hamilton Huskies girls flag team is incredible.
As this punt goes off to Caden Williams, he'll field it at the Basha 40, makes a nice cut, gets across the field, has a little bit of a convoy in front of him. He's up to the 30, to the 20, gets taken down in the red zone. What a return there by Caden Williams.
It shows you the athleticism. And he goes, hey, I'm more athletic than my older brother, Kentrell. Watch me do this. And Caden Williams getting to the outside, following his blockers. Heck of a return there. But now I bring up that name, and I know I talked to you about that in the 1st quarter. Remember Kentrell Williams? We followed Gunnar Maldonado. That secondary, it was like so many years for those secondaries for Chandler that were so good. That's what has made some of these Bears teams really good. It was kind of, hey, that youth ball of the Chandler Bears starting to float into Basha High School. Caden being one of those players. And that group of talent in that youth organization, loaded, filtering in to multiple high schools here in the Chandler area.
Two minutes and we are in victory formation as number 43 takes a knee here. So Basha, I mean, really flexing their muscle here. showing they are one of the top teams in the state. Going to be right up there towards the top of the rankings for the Open Division when that drops on Saturday. And Perry, a matter of running into a bit of a buzzsaw. You know, and this is a good football team and still very well positioned for 6A.
Yeah, 100%. And I think when you look at these rankings of 13 through 20, we're talking at pregame, Jordan. It's not a bad spot to be. Hey, of course, you lose, you're out in the 13 through 20, so you don't have that security blanket. But at the same time, you have a much better matchup, and that's a much easier winnable matchup 13 through 20. Granted, it's not easy. It's not the easiest, but it's still in a situation where it's good. And then you're going to play a team that's coming off a loss in that 5 through 12 game. I don't know how that's going to look. Because I've never seen it at any level in football. You losing a playoff game and then having to gear up next week and go. I don't know what it's going to look like. I think for the 13 through 20 seeds that win, to me, that's a plus. You are playing a team that probably just got beat up by a Red Mountain, a Pinnacle, a Chandler, a team like that in the play-in game. So you're going to play a beat-up team, and they're coming off a loss that have to gear up mentally. I think 13 through 20 is not a bad spot.
Yeah, there's an interesting bounce-back factor that has to happen in the postseason that adds a new element. So that's going to be the final snap of the game. Basha comes to Perry, 52-3, the final. And man, Jake Rogers really was able to orchestrate this offense at such a high level. And you had the two running backs take care of it. So many positives here for Basha as they win this one 52-3 as the clock hits 0 on this one. So great win there for Basha. And Perry's looking to bounce back. Make sure to keep it here for the postgame show.
The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth, sports, and education.
Well, the Basha Bears had a dominating win over the Perry Pumas. Lexi Lambert's on the field with head coach Chris McDonald.
I am down here with Coach McDonald. You guys are now heading into playoffs with a big win on your back. How does that feel?
Well, it feels great. It was good. I think we put together good 4 quarters of football, and I'm just happy the way everybody competed on the team and got a chance to play on TV.
How are you going to be taking this game, this momentum, all 3 offense, special teams, defense, playing so well into playoffs?
Yeah, we just have to build on it, get a couple guys back that have been injured, and hopefully, it's a new season, and just remain focused, let our kids heal up a little bit, and get back to work. But I'm just really happy for these kids, really happy for these seniors, this is a good memory for them.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach. Up to you, Jordan.
All right, great stuff there. And here's a look at tonight's What a Burger play of the game. What a play, what a burger. Jake Rogers to Jaden Baldwin, 4-6. We saw a lot of touchdowns there from Jake Rogers. And Baldwin was one of those consistent targets throughout the night. This offense for Basha was really clicking here on Thursday night as they head into the Open Division playoffs. Well, a dominating win here for the Basha Bears. They really flexed their muscle. Don't move a muscle. Post-game is on the other side.
The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth, sports, and education.
Welcome on into the post-game show. I'm Jordan Spurgeon, and we're going to toss it down to the belt ceremony with Lexi Lambert.
I am here with Brett, and he's going to take it away.
Yep. All right, gentlemen, first off, congrats. Like Coach said, great season. Hey, we got to get healthy. We got to get ready for the playoffs, all right? Now, we got to do this. You guys already saw it once. We got a couple players, maybe 6 or 7 tonight that could have got it, but we're going with number 18. Where's he at? Yeah. Stepping up, QB1. Congrats.
You stepped up huge in this game, and now you're taking us into playoffs. How does it feel?
It feels great. I mean, it's just another game in the road. We got our end goal that we're working towards.
Perfect. Congratulations. Celebrate with your team.
Second time with a belt celebration for the Basha Bears. This time, Jake Rogers taking it home for Basha, who definitely is going to be a team with a bye in the Open Division this year. A really fun game to watch, just the way this team is coming together behind Jake Rogers.
I loved what he said there. He said, hey, this game was awesome. I loved the performance from my teammates, but we have our eyes focused on the end goal. When you go to Basha High School and play varsity football for that program, you want a state title. That's a precedent they've set for it. And when I look at the big three, a Basha, a Hamilton, and Liberty, I said this to Jordan in the booth, everybody before the season had Basha to win it all. Now they have Hamilton. After Hamilton beat the Bears early, I think everybody has Hamilton to win it, but guess what? Do not count out the Bears. They have so much talent on the outside. You have the backfield. You have a powerful offensive line that hopefully gets a little healthy right now, but a defense that attacks. That defense will attack. Do not count out the Bears, and they're going to have to face probably Liberty in the semifinals. That is a heck of a semifinal game. I understand why Hamilton be the favorite. Do not count out the Bears, and obviously don't count out the Lions. Back-to-back state champs. Probably the best defense in the state as well. I can't wait for it, though. It's really, really good for Arizona High School
I've counted out the Liberty Lions one too many times.
Oh, that's right. You're the king of that.
Is always on
the king of that. He's like, George Spurgeon.
Can't
choose against them.
Liberty.
Who would you choose right now? Right now.
I was just talking to Chili about this on the sideline. I'm still rolling with Liberty.
I'm rolling with the Lions.
I'm rolling with the Lions. They're the back-to-back champs for a reason.
But I would
repeat, not out the ring.
I would say Hamilton has just scored on everybody. I understand why they're the favorite, but Basha out here, like I said, those kids have been there. So watch out for the Bears.
Well, it's been a great day here at Perry High School, wrapping up the regular season broadcast here on CW7. Thanks for joining us all season on the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Up next, it's Police 24/7. For Jordan Ham, Cody Cameron, Lexi Lambert, and our entire crew, including our producer Jen, I'm Jordan Spurgeon. See you next time.